If you keep handling your money the same way you always have, you'll keep getting the same results. If you want a different life, you need to take different actions. This was Mason Reed's reality. He always worked hard, earned a decent salary, but at the end of the month, his bank account balance was always the same, zero. Even worse, he thought the problem was his low salary, but then something happened. He realized that even when he got a bonus or a raise, his life didn't change. The money came in, but it went out just as fast. How was that even possible? The truth is, the problem was never the amount of money Mason Reed made. The problem was the way he managed it. And maybe that's your problem too. The real issue is that most people never learned how to manage money properly. Financial education isn't taught in school. And without this knowledge, we fall into the system's trap, working endlessly and never seeing results. But what if I told you that managing your money wisely could completely change your life? Imagine if you could pay your bills without stress, have money set aside for emergencies, plan vacations, investments, and achieve your dreams. No longer rely on loans or credit cards. Reed discovered that the real change wasn't in earning more money, but in learning how to use what he already had wisely. If you don't know where your money is going, you're not in control. And if you're not in control, then who is? Many people believe that the key to financial stability is earning more money. Mason Reed thought the same way. He worked hard, picked up overtime whenever he could, and even did freelance gigs on weekends. But at the end of the month, nothing changed. He started asking himself, will I ever get out of this situation? If I work so much, why am I still in debt? And then he realized the truth. Money doesn't disappear. It gets spent. And if you don't know where it's going, you'll never be able to control it. Mason decided to do something simple but life-changing. He started tracking all of his expenses. And that's when he saw the real problem. His money wasn't vanishing. It was going to places he didn't even notice. Small daily purchases that seemed harmless, subscriptions he wasn't even using anymore, weekend dinners and impulse buys. That's when he realized his biggest issue wasn't his salary, it was his lack of a plan for his money. After this realization, Reed made a radical decision. He created a simple financial spreadsheet to track his income and expenses. He logged every single expense, big or small. He made a personal financial plan, separating essential expenses from things he could cut back on. And that's when the magic happened. For the first time, he knew exactly where his money was going. And you can do the same. If you don't take control of your money, someone else will, and most of the time, that someone is the bank. Now, I want you to take on a challenge. For the next 7 days, write down every single thing you spend money on. At the end of the week, look at your list and see where your money is really going. I guarantee you'll be shocked. This was the turning point in Mason's life, and it can be yours too. Financial organization is the first step toward financial stability, and financial stability is the first step toward freedom. If you have to finance basic expenses, your problem isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of planning. Mason Reed always believed that his credit card was his best friend. Whenever his monthly salary wasn't enough, the card was always there to help. Need a new iPhone? 24-month installment plan. Want a fancy dinner this weekend? Put it on the card. Trip with friends? Charge it now. Figure out how to pay later. The problem? The next month, the credit card bill arrived, along with more accumulated debt. That's when he realized his credit card wasn't helping. It was trapping him in an endless cycle of debt. He was working just to pay for past purchases. There was never any money left to build his future. And this is exactly what happens to millions of Americans every single day. Let's look at the numbers. In the U.S., the average credit card debt per person is between $6,000 and $7,000. The average annual salary in the U.S. is about $60,000. Most people have at least 3 credit cards, each with an average balance of over $2,000. Almost 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, with no financial cushion. This means that in many cases, almost all of a person's income is already committed to paying off past debt. Mason Reed realized that the problem wasn't that he didn't make enough money, it was that he wasn't using it wisely. So he made a bold decision. Stop financing unnecessary purchases. He made it a habit to pay for everything in cash whenever possible. He only used his credit card for strategic expenses, never for impulse buys. At first, it was tough. But after just a few months, he finally started having money left over at the end of the month. Now, I want you to think about this and make a commitment to yourself. Stop financing unnecessary purchases starting today. Before using your credit card, ask yourself, if I can't pay for this up front, do I really need it right now? If your credit card bill is out of control, stop paying off the highest interest debts first. Mason Reed did it. He gave up short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term financial freedom. And you? Are you ready to do the same? If you're drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and have no financial control, you don't need luck, you need a plan. Mason Reed had been there. piling up debt, getting hit with late fees, and feeling like he'd never escape the hole. He used to tell himself, if I just made more money, everything would be fine. I just need a stroke of luck to pay off these bills. Money is a problem for everyone. I just have to accept it. But nothing changed until he decided to take control of his life. Mason realized he needed a real financial strategy. And here are the 3 steps he followed to get out of debt and turn his life around. Step 1, face the truth about your money. Grab a piece of paper or a finance app and list every single debt you have: credit cards, loans, overdue bills. Add everything up and see how much you actually owe. This might be terrifying at first, but you can't fix a problem if you don't know its full size. If you don't know exactly how much you owe, you're just running from reality. Step 2, stop the money leaks. Identify unnecessary expenses that are draining your income. Cancel subscriptions you don't even use. Cut impulse purchases. Swap eating out for home-cooked meals. Ask yourself, is this essential or is it just a convenience? Every dollar you save now is a step closer to being debt-free. Step 3, attack your debt strategically. Mason discovered 2 popular debt payoff strategies. Snowball method, pay off your smallest debts first so you build motivation as you go. Avalanche method, pay off the highest interest debts first so you save more money in the long run. Mason chose the avalanche method because he wanted to stop wasting money on insane interest rates. In less than a year, he paid off all his debts and never had to stress about overdue bills again. That's when he learned something huge. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you use what you have. 2 people can earn the exact same salary, yet one stays in debt while the other builds wealth. The difference? How they manage their money. That's what Mason Reed did, and that's what finally changed his life. Now it's up to you. Are you going to stay stuck in the past? Or are you ready to take control of your future? Cutting expenses alone won't get you out of debt. You need to earn more money. Mason Reed realized this after months of financial discipline. He had stopped financing purchases, paid off debts, and reduced spending, but progress was slow. The key was increasing his income, the trap of waiting for a raise. Mason once believed a promotion or a better job would solve everything. Then he realized waiting for a raise means putting your future in someone else's hands. So he took control, stopped relying solely on his salary, explored multiple income streams, made money work for him instead of the other way around. 3 types of income. Active income, your salary or freelance work. You trade time for money. Side income, earnings beyond your job, freelancing, online sales, coaching, gig work. Passive income, money that grows without direct effort. Investments, rentals, digital products. Mason's 3-step plan to boost income. Step 1, took freelance gigs in his free time. Step 2, created a digital product and sold it. Step 3, invested extra income to generate passive earnings. What about you? If you want financial freedom, you must act. Stop relying on one paycheck. Find extra income sources. Start investing today. Mason transformed his life by taking action. Will you do the same? If you don't plan your financial future, someone else will, and usually that someone is the banks, debt, and time. By now, Mason Reed had learned to manage his spending, gotten out of debt, increased his income, but he realized something crucial. Getting out of debt isn't enough. You need a solid plan to stay financially secure. Why people stay stuck in the same financial cycle. Many assume that once they pay off debt, they're financially free. But without a plan, old habits return and they end up in the same position. Mason saw that financial success isn't about how much you earn, it's how you manage what you earn. After researching, he found that financially stable people follow 3 key principles. 1, build an emergency fund. Set aside 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate account. This fund protects against job loss, medical emergencies, or unexpected costs. Without it, a small setback can push you back into debt. 2, create an investment plan. Saving isn't enough, you need to grow your money. Key investments include stocks and index funds for long-term growth, real estate or real estate funds for passive income, fixed income investments for security and liquidity. Mason started small, but consistent investing helped him steadily build wealth. 3, plan for retirement now. Most people don't save enough for retirement. Relying solely on Social Security isn't a solution. Start planning with 401k plans, employer-sponsored retirement savings, IRA accounts, personal retirement investment plans, long-term investments for financial independence. Mason realized that securing his future meant acting now. Mason's 3-step plan for long-term stability. Built a 6-month emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses, invested a fixed portion of his income each month into passive income generating assets, created a retirement plan for long-term financial independence. That's when he realized he wasn't just managing money, he was building freedom. Money can either be a burden or a tool. It can trap you or set you free. The difference? Your choices. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money, stressed, drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck. But a few make a different choice. They take control, shift their mindset, and make money work for them. Which one do you want to be? No one will change your life for you. There's no secret formula, no quick fix. The only real solution is your decision right now to take action. Your financial future isn't determined by luck or circumstances. It's shaped by the choices you make today. Start small. Choose one financial habit to change now. Track your spending. Save your first $100 or kami. Paying off a small debt. The first step is what separates those who stay stuck from those who achai. Freedom, your money, your life, your choice. And if you truly want a better life, the change starts today.